Illustrator gives you, well, almost limitless possibilities to create shapes. But at least at the beginning, the process can be a bit intimidating. Don't worry though, in this section we'll cover the best techniques to create ellipses, squares, stars, etc. that we will later use in the logo design process. We'll also embrace the power of Pathfinder and the Appearance palette. So let's get to it. But before we create something, we need some space to create it on, right? So let's create a new document. For that, let's go to File, New Document. As an alternative, you can use the shortcut Ctrl+N. A nice shiny dialog box pops up. Let's review some options here as they are quite important. This first line asks you to enter the document's name. As default, it says Untitled. Well, you can leave it as is, because you can always name the file upon saving, but it's a good practice to enter some name. I'll type in Creation Tools. Here, you can choose the profile of your document. Different profiles come with different predefined settings, such as units and color mode. I'll choose Print. We'll leave the Artboards option for now. We'll focus on size and units instead. For printing purposes, you should stick to points or millimeters. I'm going to go with points and set the document size to be A4, which is a standard sheet of paper. Of course, you could choose one of other predefined document sizes, and in time you will definitely want to do that. You will also use different units depending on the type of your project. Quick little note here, guys. Interesting and a very helpful feature of document size and units in Illustrator is that you can let the software do the calculations for you. What I mean by that is, as the size, you can type, say, 800 pixels. But if the units are set to points, Illustrator will automatically set the equivalent value in points, or millimeters, or inches, or whichever unit you set. Okay, down here, you can set the orientation of your document to be vertical or horizontal. I'm going to go with horizontal. We'll leave the bleed settings for now, but we will move to the advanced menu. Here we can choose between different color modes, CMYK for print and RGB for web graphics, as we already learned in a past lesson. I'm going to go with CMYK. Now raster effects. For print purposes, you should stick to 300 ppi as a general rule, because it will give you the best printing quality. For web graphics, we would go with 72 ppi, as it is the monitor screen standard ppi value. Now that we know how to create a document, let's create one already. I'll hit OK. We can see a fresh new artboard that we're told to be A4 in size and horizontal in orientation. One more thing here, guys. If we use Alt plus Control plus N combination on our keyboard, we'll get a new document with the last used document settings. So if you want to quickly create a new document with previously used settings, or you just need a new document and really don't care about the color mode, units, or size, this is your quickest option. But I don't need two documents, so I'll close this one. You know, it's a good habit to save your Illustrator file right after creating a new document. So I'll do that now. I'll go to File, Save. I could always use Ctrl+S shortcut on my keyboard as well. As you can see, we already have a file name here. It's because we put in the name of the document when we were creating it. This way of working simply saves us some time. I'll hit OK to leave all the Illustrator default save document settings. Now, before we go any further, I'd like to share with you a couple of techniques how to handle the artboard and essentially your artwork. First of all, when you hold down the space bar, you will initialize the hand tool. You won't switch to it permanently, just temporarily. Hand tool lets you move around your artboard like so. It comes really, well, handy when you are zoomed in on an object and you want to quickly go to some other part of the artboard. Zooming in is also pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. To zoom in, it's best to hold down the Control key, plus the spacebar, and to click, or even better, drag around a part of an object you wish to magnify, like so. Now to go back, you can hold down the Control plus the Alt key plus the spacebar. This will let you to zoom out. Now, I know that this can really hurt your fingers, so luckily there's a better way of zooming out. Down here in the bottom control panel, you can select the desired zoom value. Or, which in my opinion is even better, we can use the combination of Control plus 0, which fits the artboard on screen, or Control plus 1, that gives us the 100% view of the artboard. These are very useful shortcuts and you will see me use them very often. But, if for some strange reason you don't like these techniques, you can always use the Control plus key on your keyboard to zoom in, or Control plus minus key to zoom out. If you use the Control plus mouse wheel, you will move the artboard to the sides. Well, using just the mouse wheel will move the artboard up and down, obviously. Okay, I think we got moving around the artboard covered pretty well. Remember to take some time to practice the things we just talked about though. Now let's move on to the next video.